So this is an FTX Outback version 1, one of the first RCs I got. Quite a few videos of it, bags of fun, for the money it's brilliant. But one of the problems I had with this, I don't know if anyone else has had the problem, but sometimes when I turn the wheel that way to the right, like this, it would get stuck in that position. So when I let go of the steering, it would just get stuck and stay in that position. And I found I had to sometimes drive forwards and backwards a little bit before it clicked back and then continued to turn. And it's always been like that. So I've done quite a few mods while I've had it to try and stop that. So I can't remember which order I did them, but I've changed the servo. The original servo on that was a 3 kilogram one, and on there now is a 20 kilogram one. Now it's one of the cheap ones off eBay, so I'm assuming it's 20 kilograms, but in any case I'm sure it's more than 3. That didn't stop the problem. I've also changed this from plastic to metal, and that didn't stop the problem. Over time as well, if you've seen my previous videos, I've also changed it. It had a 1 unit ESC and radio transceiver receiver. They've been changed, so it's got an independent, it's got the Girl RC. Sorry about that little disruption. I had a visitor in the shed. So I changed it to independent. I don't know if you can just see there. Put a separate ESC and a radio set, just a Girl radio set, and that didn't work. I've then changed these side steering mounts, brackets, I don't know what you might call them, knuckles. I've changed them to plastic ones. I've changed them from plastic ones to metal ones, because I noticed that this part was flexing a little bit and still nothing. Now one of the things I also noticed was, I'm going to show you now, this is also an FTX version 1. This is, I've never done any videos of it as such, it's like a shelf queen, but that's all standard. And you can see on here that both these arms are above the plastic knuckle, so you've got quite a long screw there going in, and that screw is only 2mm, so it's not very big. Now what I found on this one, the 2mm, because I've upgraded everything and I've made the servo bigger and stronger, what happened then, it was just bending the screws, because they were so long they were weak, and they were just bending with the force. So what have I done now? I've had another look at it, I've had another play, and what I've done, I've removed this bar and I've put it underneath. If you look on the original one, the bar is above the top there, okay? But on this one now, I've put it underneath. And the idea of that, because it doesn't hit any of this, it's no lower than the axle, so it doesn't really matter where that is. But the idea of that now is, at this knuckle here, you've got a much shorter screw. And even though it's one long screw, you've just got 2 short pieces, rather than one long piece, like that. So obviously that is a little bit stronger. The next thing what I wanted to do, I wanted to change the angle of this. I'm going to try and show you, if I can, a top view. It's going to be quite hard to show you this, there's not much room, but if you look at this here, the angle of this steering servo arm, it's quite at an angle if you look at that. So what I wanted to do is make it less of an angle and more straight, kind of parallel with the servo. I just think that when it's pulling straighter, it'll be much better. If you look on this one, try and get it down, you see the arm there, it's more straight. It's still at an angle, but it is more straight. You just try and imagine it, looking it in line with the servo. I'll show you the original one again. You can see that it is at more of an angle. So I wanted that going more parallel with the servo. That was another kind of problem I thought I was having. Now the way I've done that is the metal arm off the servo. Try and get you a bit of a view. And what I've done, I've got this little gear, and the middle obviously already had a hole in it for the shaft that goes off the motor. And I've just opened it up a little bit, and I've drilled and tapped it 3 milli. So that's screwed on tight in there, and the little knuckle what this fits on is screwed in the other way. And I've tightened it up as much as I could. So by doing that, I've moved this arm. I don't know how much that is, but that must be about 10 mil. So before I put that on, obviously this arm was going from that angle to here, which would be kind of like this. So I have reduced it, not as much as I'd like to have hoped, but I have reduced it. And this is just a first go. If I'm successful with this, what I might do is try and make another piece like this, but even longer, just to get it more straight. Now, I haven't obviously been out, but I've had it in the garden, and let me just try and set it up a little bit. Hang on. So I've just sat it on some tyres. So as you can see now, it is turning. I'm going to have to take it for a proper test run and see what I think. But when I did a little run in the garden, it didn't get stuck. Like I said, the wheels sometimes got stuck like that, and I think that was the problem. Now the only thing I think what might happen now is, because obviously every time you upgrade something, you get other weak points, and on this model, like these are small screws, they're only 2 milli, and these are only 3. So I might struggle with these coming loose under that extra pressure. So if that does happen, then the next thing I'll try there is perhaps some Loctite in here, put them in with a bit of Loctite, and see what happens. But that's the latest mod on this FTX with the steering. If anyone's had the same problem with the wheel getting stuck, please leave a comment, or let me know what you think, and let me know what you think of this. Hopefully it'll work. But like I say, you start upgrading something and something else goes, and it's probably endless. But that's what I've been working on, to see if I can solve that problem with the steering. Like I say, if it's of any help, let me know. If you think it's a good idea, let me know. If you think it's not going to work, let me know. It's all part of the fun. Just leave me a comment, and I'll get back to you. And hopefully over the next couple of weeks I might be able to take it out and try it.